so much. I move to strike the last word.
Gentlelady's recognized.
And so a couple of things. My not friend from Texas specifically cut me off by the time that I wanted to indicate to him a couple of things.
Representative Jasmine Crockett begins her remarks by addressing interruptions during the hearing. She highlights that her Texas colleague cut her off before she could make her points.
One thing y'all have not said thus far as I can tell, is y'all may have amnesia about this mandate. You know, y'all kept talking about how President Trump was reelected and it was a mandate. And y'all aren't talking about the campaign promises. The campaign promise that he made. You see, when we had the Democrats out there, we weren't promising anything about the Epstein files. For all I know, our DOJ was invested in making sure that they could continue to reveal other people that should be held liable. Instead, it was your side that made this a campaign promise. So to now say that we are playing political games when we know that he actually ran on this is a farce. That's number one. Number two, everyone on this committee and everyone in Congress should have an issue with the fact that right now we know that Ghislaine Maxwell has not only been transferred out of her.
Crockett criticizes the focus on political narratives, pointing out that Democrats never campaigned on the release of Epstein files, whereas some Republicans made it a campaign promise during Trump's presidency.
Housing in Florida down to somewhere that looks probably a little bit more like Mar-a-Lago in Texas. But now there are conversations about pardoning her. So I think that the American people should have full transparency about what took place when you're talking about someone who went in front of a grand jury and was found to have enough information to go forward and indict her. And then she was convicted and then she was given 20 years. Yet the president is in talks about potentially letting a convicted sex offender out.
She raises concerns about Ghislaine Maxwell's transfer and potential pardon, emphasizing the need for full transparency regarding someone who was convicted of serious crimes and is under ongoing legal considerations.
That's number two. Number three, I don't know if any of y'all took the time to sit down with any of these survivors, but let me be clear. These survivors have made it abundantly clear to us that there was cooperation at all levels of government. And they are talking about fake immigration papers. And they're talking about fake modeling agencies. For all we know, there are people that are still embedded in our federal government that allowed for this to take place, that were profiting from this. So yes, this is relevant to what we're talking about. The fourth thing that I want to say is I'm tired of y'all cherry picking one.
Crockett stresses the importance of listening to survivors. She notes reports of government complicity, including fake immigration papers and modeling agencies, suggesting that systemic issues may have allowed abuse to continue.
Horrible event, because that's what y'all do. Y'all find one terrible situation that took place and then you say that person's name and you wear it out and you make it political. The reality is this. I got a few names for you if you want to start going through names, and you tell me which one of these names you've decided to do any type of legislation behind. We've got Virginia Guthrie. We've got Annie Farmer. We've got Maria Farmer. We've got Courtney Wiles, Michelle Licata, Jenna Lisa Jones, Jennifer Araz, Sarah Ransom, Shantae Davies, Carolyn Adriano. And the reality is that it's our understanding that there may be close to 1,000 victims of Epstein, Maxwell, and others. So stop playing these games and acting like you care about one particular situation. You take a situation and then you exploit what has happened to not only that person, but you exploit those families and you make it a game. Stop just throwing a random dead person's name on something for your own political expediency. If you want to start talking about actually solving something, then maybe we should go to the other campaign promises, the ones that allegedly gave y'all a mandate. when he said he was going to lower prices on day one, yet that didn't happen. When he said that he was going to be ending wars on day one, yet that didn't happen. Where he said that he was going to save the American people, yet that didn't happen. Because as we know, in that big ugly bill that every single one of you voted for, except for Mr. Massey, because he seemingly is the only one that's got any sense over there, y'all voted for that bill. And the last time I checked, it's driving us further into debt while kicking people off of their health care, in addition to making sure that billionaires, which I would not be surprised if we start to roll out those names, and a number of those same billionaires, because these weren't $2, well, they weren't $2 Johns. That's not what I got from the information. So stop telling us that you care. Show us that you care. Show those survivors that you care. Sign the daggone discharge petition, sit down and hear their stories, and then tell them to their faces that because your leader does not want to talk about this, that is who you have pledged your loyalty to and your fealty to, and you're not going to protect them, and you're not going to protect others that are suffering right now and others that will suffer in the future, and I will yield.
The American people deserve transparency and accountability, especially when it comes to serious crimes like those committed by Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. President Trump ran on a campaign promise to address these issues, yet today, Maxwell has been moved to a more comfortable facility, and there are even discussions of a pardon. Survivors have come forward with stories of systemic abuse, including fake immigration documents and modeling agencies, implicating individuals at all levels of government. It is not just one victim or one case. There could be close to 1,000 victims. Exploiting one name for political gain ignores the broader systemic problem and the countless survivors still suffering. Congress must go beyond political posturing and show true commitment to justice. This means listening to survivors, addressing the failures that allowed these crimes to persist, and acting on the promises made to the American people. It's time to stop cherry-picking cases for expediency and start protecting those who cannot protect themselves. Sign petitions, support legislation, and face the reality that loyalty to leadership should never come at the expense of justice and human lives.